Hey guys, Sam from BallerBBQ here. Today we're making some pork belly burnt ends on a Pit Boss pellet grill. I can't wait, so let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the pork belly I'm going to use for the burnt ends. Now, I've already gone ahead and pulled the skin off, and I've just put a little bit of salt on there as well. Now, pull that skin off because we want these to render down so they just melt in your mouth. If we left the skin on, that skin would just end up going a bit tough, and we don't want that. We're not making crackling or anything. So what I'm going to do is just cut this into about 1-inch cubes. We're leaving all that fat on. As I say, we want that to render down and just be absolutely beautiful. Now once the pork belly is all cubed up, you just want to throw it into a bowl. And I've got here just a nice sweet rub that I've made up, but you can use anything. I just prefer the sweet rubs, as I think pork goes really well with that sugar. I want to mix it all up, make sure that every surface of that pork is covered in the rub. So once you've got your cubes all coated in the seasoning, we're just going to put it into a pan. Try and evenly space them so that the pieces aren't touching. So we want it to create a really nice bark and render down evenly as well. But once it's all in there, we'll take it out to the grill. Okay, so I've got the Pit Boss turned up to 150 degrees, which is about 300 Fahrenheit. I'm just going to sit those cubes in there. I'll give it about 2 hours and then we'll come back and we'll put some liquid into that, and I'll show you that later on. So these burnt ends have now been in the smoker for 2 hours at 150 degrees, and you can see they've rendered down really nicely. Quite a bit of sticky, sugary syrup in there now. But what I'm going to do is just make a little bit of a pile here. So I'm just putting a bit of apple juice in there, which will help kind of steam these burnt ends. And I'm just putting a little bit more of that rub on there as well. So as the apple juice evaporates and steams, it's just going to let this rub soak right into the meat. And I'll put a bit of tin foil on it just to trap all that steam and all those flavours. Get that tin foil on there nice and tight, no gaps around the edges. I'm going to leave that in there for another 2 hours, so we'll come back and check on it then. So it's been another 2 hours. These things are going to be absolutely deliciously just melt in your mouth by now. But we're just going to put some of the sauce on. I've got a Traeger, it's a sweet heat sauce. So I'm just going to pour some of that on to these burnt ends and just stir it through. This sauce is just going to give those burnt ends just a little bit of heat, and they're just going to add to that sweetness of all the rub as well. Now we just want to stir it up, make sure that every surface of that meat is covered with the sauce and the gooey syrup in the bottom of the pan. Now I'll just leave those in there for about 15 to 20 minutes uncovered and just let that sauce set. Alright, so now it's been 20 minutes later and these things are looking amazing. So we're going to take them inside and give them a try. Alright guys, after 4.5 hours, these burnt ends are ready to eat. I can't wait, so let's get into it. So here we go, they're nice and tender. That's just falling apart, all that fat in there is just rendered and delicious. That's good. Sticky and sweet and just melts in your mouth. That's so good. Alright, so that's it. That's how to make pork belly burnt ends on a Pit Boss pellet grill. So if you liked the video, give it a share, a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.